Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Are you still okay?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Basetsana Sheane, and I am a former YCAP participant from Davis Secondary School, which is based in the Free State. And I participated in YCAP for the first time in the year 2017, and I had been an active member from 2017 up until 2019. So since then, from 2019 up until earlier on this year, I had been supporting the current YCAP members of Davis Secondary School by helping them using the knowledge and the experience that I had acquired during my time as a YCAP participant. So now I'm going to do a little reflection on my journey through YCAP. Firstly, I'm going to talk about the project topic, actions, and impact when I was participating in YCAP for the first time. So when I started participating in YCAP for the first time in the year 2017, my team was focusing on the issue of late coming at school. We had a huge number of children who arrived late at school because they knew that there were no repercussions for their actions. So we put measures into place that decreased the number of these learners who were arriving late. And in the end, our efforts yielded positive results. And then in the year 2018, we participated in YCAP with the project of child-headed families. The reason why we decided to go with child-headed families is because we know that children who come from child-headed households, they're not able to perform well academically as a result of having to take on the roles of being the providers and the caretakers at home. So to help these children who are being affected by this situation, we put measures into place such as the Whip Till You Heal sessions. So during our Whip Till You Heal sessions, we came together as the YCAP team, we sat down, we discussed the issues that these learners were facing on a daily basis, and we were also expressing ourselves, also sharing the challenges that we experience on a daily basis. And we had these sessions in order to remind them that we as the YCAP team, we were there for them. So there was no reason for them to feel lonely, to feel alone, to feel abandoned. And then on top of that, we started implementing the... Okay, how's the mic working? All right. So on top of the Whip Till You Heal sessions, we approached different business people. We did door-to-door campaigns in order to collect food, to arrange food packages for these children who are suffering, because we felt that they won't be able to perform well academically if they still have to take on the roles of being providers and taking care of the young ones at home. So as a result, we saw a difference in the behavior of these learners. They were now participating in the classroom activities. They were engaging with their teachers. They were engaging with other children at school. So they were no longer isolating themselves due to feelings of shame, regret, sad, and being hurt. Now I'm going to talk about the skills that I have learned in YCAP. So when I first participated in YCAP, I was not confident when it came to my public speaking skills. I was a reserved person. So through participating in YCAP, my public speaking skills were enhanced, they became polished. And then I also learned presentation skills. Before that, I did not know how to effectively present a concept to a wide variety of audience, because before that, I used to engage only with the learners in my classroom. But then after participating in YCAP, I learned how to communicate with the learners, the teachers, business people, and other people from the community as well. I also learned teamwork. I am an introvert and I don't work well in a team. I used to be frustrated when I had to do something that involves a team. But then with YCAP, it's a project that you cannot do on your own. So you need to know how to work with other people. So that's when I learned how to be a team player. And obviously, when you work in a team, you meet people of different characters, different social backgrounds, different beliefs. So this means that your ideas are definitely going to clash at some point, and this may result in a conflict. So with the usage of the YCAP toolkit, I learned the necessary steps that one can take in order to resolve conflict when conflict arises. PowerPoint presentation. So I come from a very small town in Free State. The town is called Tenzin, and my school was Davis Secondary School. Davis Secondary School is a public school. So that means we do not have enough resources to teach us to become computer literate as the learners. So I had no idea of how to use a computer. And at that time, I was in grade 8. So with YCAP and the mentorship of my former teacher, who is now a district official, Metswai, I learned how to compile a professional PowerPoint presentation. I also learned leadership skills when it comes to YCAP. So when you're in YCAP, you're not just a learner who's participating in an ordinary competition. You become much more than that. You become a leader in your school. You become the voice of the voiceless in your community. You become a change agent, implementing the changes that you would like to see within your school and within your community as well. So I learned how to be a leader and how a successful leader behaves and carries herself. Research skills, that's another skill that I have learned in YCAP. So with YCAP, before you can reach a conclusion on which problem are you going to solve, you need to ask yourself a lot of questions. So as a result, before you can reach a conclusion, before you can find the main problem that you're going to solve, you need to know which questions to ask, how to ask them, and who to ask. And then after finding that information, you need to learn how to filter that information in order to find one that works best for you, or to find the relevant information that you need for your project. And then after that, and then after the several issues that you would have identified or the information that you have, you need to find that main thing that carries everything. So this is the skill that I'm still using today in my literacy project. With the skills that I have acquired in YCAP, I started a literacy project in my hometown in November 2022. So I have my own reading club called Tsebo Ke Lesedi. So through Tsebo Ke Lesedi, I help children who are between the ages of 7 and 13 by improving their literacy skills. We have your spelling bees, we have your reading aloud sessions, we help them with any other activity that's related to literacy. So these are the skills that I'm still using even today. Now I'm going to talk about the values that I have learned in YCAP. I have learned how to be an honest person, how to be patient. When you work with different kinds of people, you may find that there are people who can't express themselves effectively, or people who take time before they can spread the message that they have. So before that, I was really impatient. Like, I'm an impatient person. Before I participated in YCAP, I was very impatient. So through YCAP, I learned that you should not just crush a person and feel like they don't have something important to say just because they are struggling to find the words to articulate themselves. So I learned how to be patient with these people because they always have something important that needs to be heard. We should not just shun them out saying, oh, this one is just wasting my time. Whatever that's going to come out of her mouth or his mouth is not going to be important. And then honesty, obviously, honesty is the best policy. I learned how to be honest in everything that I do. You know, in YCAP, you have tasks that are assigned to you, right? So sometimes you may find people who are not doing the tasks that were assigned to them, and then they would lie saying, I had too much schoolwork, I had too much load, you know, such things like that. But being dishonest doesn't help you as a person, and also it doesn't help you to progress as a team. So I learned that I need to be honest at all times and take accountability of my mistakes, take accountability of my failures to fulfill the roles that I needed to fulfill. And then I also spoke about transparency, and it goes in alignment with honesty, and then hard work. When I was still in high school, we would start projects. We would choose a topic and say, okay, this is the problem that we want to focus on. But then along the way, we feel like, it's a lot of work. Let's just drop it. Let's just go for an easier topic. But then I realized that by shying away from the difficult problems, by shying away from the hard work that we really need to do, we are not going to make the change that we want to see in our country. So being in YCAP has taught me to face challenges, to face hard work head on without feeling like, no, let me just go for the easier one instead because it makes me feel comfortable. It makes me feel, you know, I won't have to use too much of my time. I won't have to use too much of my energy. So I learned how to be a hard worker through the Youth Citizen Action Program. The personal learnings that I had because of YCAP, I'll just single out one thing. I would constantly ask myself, if not me, then who? YCAP has taught me to be the leader that I want to see in the society. And if I see a problem, I shouldn't just sit and fold my arms and say, okay, maybe the government will solve it, or maybe my teacher will solve it, or maybe my dad will solve it, or whoever was related to me will solve it. YCAP has taught me to be in charge, to be in control of my life, and to also have a solution-driven approach to life. It taught me to think as if I'm the only person, like, you know, I'm the only person who sees this problem. I'm the only person who has this solution. So it taught me to ask myself constantly, now and again, if not me, then who? Okay, I'm going to skip that because of time. I've already talked about the reading club that I started in my hometown, which is Tsebokeliseri. In English, it means knowledge is light. So lastly, I would like to pass my message of gratitude to the Empower Trust and the Youth Citizen Action Program. I would like to say thank you to the Empower Trust and the Youth Citizen Action Program for curating such a wonderful, wonderful program that teaches us, the youth, to have a solution-driven approach to anything in life in general. I would also like to thank you for giving us a platform which transforms us from being ordinary citizens to being active change agents in our community. And then lastly, I have a message to you, the current participants of YCAP. I would like to remind you that yes, winning is great. It will be awesome to know that you are in the first position, or you're in the second, or you're in the third. But YCAP is more than just a competition. It's not just a competition, it's much more than that. YCAP is a program. That is why it's called Youth Citizens Action Program. It's a program of refinement, a program of development, a program which gives you a platform to learn how to be in charge of your own future, how to be in charge of bringing the solutions in your communities and in your country. So if you win, okay, great, that's a cherry on top. But please don't take away from the fact that YCAP is more about developing you and refining you as a person. So treat it as such and take everything that you would have learned here today or that you would have learned throughout the year as you're working on your projects, and then go with it into the world, implement it, and become the powerful change agents that we want to see today and in the future. Thank you so much.